Hello and welcome to HockeyKE's ACCC 2021 preview. That's a mouthful, eh? With Moses Kagochi, we are just going to jump on here quick on a podcast to do a quick preview of the tournament. Moses Kagochi is jumping onto his training session. Actually, I've pulled him away from the training session. How are you, Moses?
I'm doing great. I don't know how you're doing. Hapa ni baridi tu, 0 degrees.
Naona umevaa jacket kubwa. Baridi iko huku kwetu huku milimani, lakini sidhani imefikia hiyo baridi ya huko kwako.
Boss, huku hata dogia zibweki ya baridi. Iko noma hivyo.
Yeah, so good to see
Yeah.
you, good to have you. So let's jump on quick to the African Cup for Club Championship, which will kick off tomorrow. And we are going to have a look at the teams as well as discuss about our very own Wazalendo's chances. Both of us, of course, are former players and coaches at the club, and we are wishing them all the best. So let's start at looking at the teams involved. Remember, guys, you can always get the latest fixtures, the latest match updates, as well as the standings and results on our official website, which is hockeykE.com/ACCC2021. You can just go to that link. So looking at those teams, let's just look at the table. In Pool A, we have Eastern Company, Ghana Army, we have Ghana Police, Kada Stars, Police Machine. In Pool B, we have GRA, that is Ghana Revenue Authority. We have Tairat, Wazalendo, and Zamalek. And then in the women's team, unfortunately, in the women's category, unfortunately, we don't have any women's team from Kenya, but we have Delta Queens, Ghana Police, Ghana Prisons, GRA, and Plateau Queens, I think, from Nigeria. So Kagochi, let's have a look at the men's categories. Let's start with Pool A. And off air, you are telling me that the team to watch for this pool is Kada Stars.
Yes, Kada Stars, I saw them from Abuja about the last 2 editions. They've really been building up. They've been playing as a unit. The majority of them have been in the Nigeria youth teams. And so I think, and in the tournament in Egypt, I understand they really caused a lot of heartache to GRA, even Shakia. They just lost the last few minutes. And knowing the coach, he's been very busy building up the team. So I know people are looking highly at Eastern, but the dark horses there are Kada Stars.
And of course, if we look at that pool, we do have Police Machine, we do have Ghana Police officers against each other. I just hope that they don't have their firearms and the handcuffs with them. And then you have Army. How come this pool we just have members of the force in one pool? I thought that they would at least put them in the other pool, at least one disciplined force in the other pool.
Yeah, no, I think this is it's going to be interesting because I see it being a bit more physical. When I talk about physical, I think Ghana Police are also quite a very good team. They have some few international players. Some of the experienced players in the Ghana Army team. Some of them are, I believe, the captain of the Ghana national team is there. So they are quite good teams. The Police of Nigeria are also a tough team, a very tough team. And so I can say Kada and Eastern have to, in a short, have to do some push-ups or have to be ready because it's going to be, and you know those guys, and you know the security teams are usually very well drilled in terms of physical fitness. So maybe we'll see what happens, but it's going to be a nice show. The group, that group will be a bit more interesting in terms of physicality. Yeah.
Who do you think will be the top 2 in that group?
I talked about Kada Star. I'm also looking at Eastern, but you can be shocked by either. It will be tricky between the Marines, the Ghana Army, and Police. So I can talk about the top three will be a big hot battle. I think for me it all goes by how they play their first matches. That will be key.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, guys at home, thank you very much for tuning in. Salamu zishaingia. Tunasalimiwa aje? Tuko poa sana. Yeah, remember you can also post your comments and predictions on the comment section below, and we shall highlight those comments. Let's jump quick into Pool B, where we have our very own Wazalendo, who will be playing against GRA. I think we've seen GRA playing for some time. And they have a very tough team, in my opinion, because they have Zamalek, Tairat, and GRA. That's a tough group, because you look at those teams. I think, especially looking at Zamalek and GRA, those will be physical, very, very physical teams, and very highly technical teams. And looking at the lineup, you're going to look at the lineup and the squad of Wazalendo. Do you think that they are going to match these big men toe to toe?
Anytime. One thing about Kenyans, and I always one thing I'm proud about our people is that we might look very small, but we are made of warrior spirit inside. So I know, and some they are big inside. Like Barry, I always make fun of Barry. Barry, ameshona ndani, unajua. So, but I think thinking about it, I think it's a great team. It's a team boasting of youth, but also remember, Kenyan league is not also simple. So I believe if everything works out well, if they are mentally ready, the issue is not physical, but if they are mentally ready, the game to watch will be definitely, for me, to be GRA versus Wazalendo, because some years back we have played them here again in some few matches, and it's usually an interesting game. But above all, I think after a very long time without hockey, it's going to be good to see how people are readapt quickly in playing international matches, people from different countries. But I foresee a very interesting tournament. As I mentioned earlier, it's disappointing that we don't have other people from other countries. I was really looking forward to see other champions from other countries. But with that being said, it's still going to be a good tournament for us to watch and follow up.
And follow up. I think, I also believe our team Wazalendo is going to perform well. They are going to do their best to make sure that they match up to those teams. Of course, Wazalendo is one of those technical teams, as well as they have a lot of talent in their team that can be able to match to the international ones. But what, as we look at the lineup there, or the squad that they have, looking at that squad, they have a lot of young players. Some of them don't. We can say this is their first time that they are having international match experience. Of course, we have some players that have already have match experience. For example, we have Dunston Baraza, as you've mentioned, Barry, who already plays in Germany, and we have some other players who've played for the national team. Do you think that these are the players that should be the leaders for the younger players who've not had that experience playing overseas?
And also some very seasoned, experienced players like Bender. If Bender is in that team, Bender, I think.
Joba.
Joba, the old host. I call him the old host. I think we know the capability of these players at high tempo games. If you've seen, even in local league, when they're playing teams like Butali, you'll see the seasoned players in terms of leadership come in, and that's why I mentioned something very critical. Physicality, I have no problem. Is that, are we in a real good mental space to match the rest? But if mentally we are ready, I think they can take anybody. Good team. Bright is a very good goalkeeper. I was laughing that I hope this time the floodlights will be too much bright, just like his name will be too much bright. But I think it's a good show. And one thing, Simon, I think as I had mentioned earlier, to me, this is key, and I'm very, very proud for Kenya having a team there, because the last two tournaments we haven't had people going. And as I said before, please note, these teams have about 80% of players who play for their national teams. So this is like a warm up for Africa Cup of Nations. So to me, we can read a lot between the lines of whatever happens in those teams. So it's fantastic. I'm really excited. I can't from tomorrow morning. I'm on my screen just seeing what is happening. But I'm really happy. But all said, I'm really proud of Wazalendo, and I really hope they bring back the picture of Kenyan hockey in the club championships in Africa.
Yeah, we do know that Accra is not like Nairobi. Accra is a very hot city.
Yeah.
The boys have been training in somewhat cooler climate in Nairobi.
Yeah.
They haven't had quite a number of days to acclimatize to the climate
Yeah.
there. I was speaking to one of the squad members, and he was telling me that it's 30 degrees, and as well as they had a training session today, which was a bit tough, but at least it's good for them. They got to
Yeah.
have a feel, because
Oh.
tomorrow they are going to have their first match. You are going to share the fixtures. Also at
Yeah.
the bottom corner there, you are going to see that their fixtures there. They are playing against Zamalek in the first
Yeah.
match, which will
Yeah.
be at 9 a.m. and you can get
Good.
to watch that match via group G&K Facebook page. You can jump onto there, follow their page, as well as we'll provide key updates via our social media page, that is Twitter. So going back to the acclimatization, do you think that 1 day or 2 days is enough for them to get to have their bodies ready for the tough fixtures?
Advantage of coming from Kenya, remember, Nairobi is high altitude, and this is something scientific that, yes, if they did a good morning run yesterday and today, I believe they'll be able. And the beauty about the time they are playing is in the morning. The worst time to play in Accra is from 11, 12, 13. The sun, I'm telling you, is scorchy. So that's what I'm talking about. For me, the challenge is not even the weather as per se, is are they ready mentally? Because I think anytime, even talking as a Kenyan, when you go to a place like Accra is around 3 meters above the sea level, about 60, 70, and you're coming from Nairobi. So automatically, we have the endurance. Now, his ability is how do we adapt as quickly as possible, because the temperatures won't be so favorable, but I believe training in Nairobi will have done them some justice. So the question again, Simon Nationally Kirudia, mentally. These games are won mentally, because it's all about who settles quicker, who adjusts faster. It's a new turf. Even the Ghanaian teams haven't used it a lot. Yeah. So I think the battlefield is neutral. So it's who adapts faster. And I'm very sure if our boys are able to wakuwe na kiumtaa kiumtaa tu waseme kaa mbaya. The first game is very important, Simon. It's one that determines so much.
Yeah, it is. And during our time at Wazalendo, if you remember, we used to have a very bad habit of losing our first games in local tournaments. And today I was having a chat with one of my former teammates at the club, and he was saying that we just hope that habit does not become evident during this tournament, because remember their pool. If I share those, if I share the pool again, they are the pool that does not have a lot of teams in it, so every point matters. If you look at it, sorry guys, I'm just pulling in the fixtures. So if you look at that pool, they have 4 teams in it, which means that they need to get a lot of points in that pool. So do you think that as you've mentioned that a good start is key? Do you think that at this stage they should be looking at the winnable matches, or they just need to look at how many points they can get and cross their fingers that other results go their way?
Here, for me, everybody here has 0 points. That's the first thing. So for me, the approach will be get every game as it comes first. You cannot say that you'll play GRA game harder than Zamalek or Yeah, because every game is unique. Dynamics of the game keeps on changing. So for me, my prayer will be that from the first game, they go full out,
Yeah.
and then the next game, I mean, you just take care of your ship. Don't worry about the other people's ships first, because
Yeah.
the last, I think here, if they can win two matches,
Mm.
I think straightforward. I think they will
Yeah.
be in a good, because it's a pool of five teams. No, it's four
Mm.
teams. So
Four
actually,
teams.
if you can win two matches and
Mm.
continuously, yeah, magic can happen there. But for me, let's not look for a draw. Just go
Mm.
full out.
Okay.
Every game as it comes.
As it comes.
Yeah.
Let's quickly now look at the women's side of it. Unfortunately, our ladies were not able to, women's teams, none of them are able to go to this championship. But you have Delta, Ghana Police, Ghana Prisons, GRA, and Plateau Queens. Which ones of these teams do you think that will be able to emerge top? For me, I think GRA are still among the favorites. But let me hear from you.
Remember, there's a very hot derby: GRA versus Ghana Police.
Yeah, yeah.
That one, if you watch it, is like watching Man U and Man City,
Mhm.
because they know each other better. But I will not put aside the Nigerian teams have slowly been creeping in. Remember, in they have good teams. They are young teams, so they have been. So it will be a tricky one. So of course, GRA and Ghana Police can be classified as top contenders.
Yeah.
But the Nigerian teams, they are teams to watch, especially the Delta.
Mm.
In the last tournament, they were quite strong. So, but this one is interesting. I was making fun to my friend from Ghana that this is our West African derby. All the games are West African derbies.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Mm.
but I see it's going to be interesting. Yeah, I know Ghana Revenue Authority have new players. Some players switched to other teams, but those two teams have majority of players in the national team. There's some national team players also from the Ghana Prisons, but let's see. These two have played in major tournaments. In the last two tournaments they are there, so I think it will be the derbies, but also very keen to watch the Nigerian teams. You can't put them aside because they know how to play these matches. So tricky. So I think we can say Ghanaians say people say I love GRA, but I think they might have an edge, but
Mhm.
the police also are super strong. They have very
Yeah.
great players. Ghana Prisons also very strong. So that's what I'm saying. It's a gamble, between the Nigerian teams and the Ghanaian teams. So hopefully, again, I'm excited to see what will happen there. And for me, and for us as Kenyans, will be watching because we are watching the ladies and knowing these are the girls. So we'll play them in January. So it's to me
Yeah.
this tournament is very important this
It
time.
is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
It is. Yeah. I think I agree with you in terms of local derbies. It will be interesting to watch how the Nigerians play against each other as well as how the
yeah,
Ghanaians play against each other. And it's also a good view, and I hope Yuka Gochi and the other national team coaches will be watching for key players in those fixtures.
yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah,
in 1 month's time we shall be meeting them. And
yeah,
speaking of international tournaments, you're going to have the Junior World Cup also running from tomorrow.
yeah,
A lot of hockey activities, and one of our key or one of our best umpires, Obalo, will be there. Proud
yeah.
moment for Kenya.
Oh, super, super. I think 4 years ago, I told him that once you get an opportunity of being in the top tournaments, please go. And I remember this time for the the Africa youth, he was really down. And I told him, come on, I don't care if you borrow or do it, just go. Now I'm really, really happy because everybody is talking about him. And my friends here in Netherlands are like, hey, we saw, they call him Peter. So Peter. and I think it's a good thing for us, and it's a good point for our umpires, and also to try and invest a lot of time, and also invest a little money for themselves to reach this level, because what's a tournament? And I believe the next one, who knows, maybe he'll be there in the world leagues, and also the Olympics. I'm seeing it coming soon, but I'm really, really happy. Yeah, nice tournament. Again, watching the future of hockey. So it's very interesting. I remember, Saimo, most of the teams are aging. All the big teams. So these are the guys who are coming in. So I think it's a good opportunity to be there to watch the rising stars, and also really, really proud. I'm really proud of Obalo flying a flag high there.
Yeah. Let's now talk about the timing of this tournament, the ACCC. We know that it might be like a precursor or preparations for the Africa Cup of Nations that will be in January in the same venue.
Yeah.
Is it a proud moment for Ghana to be able to host two tournaments as well as have a new turf for them? Do we expect to see another jump in improvement, because we know it's a nation that has been improving over the last couple of years?
First and foremost, I'm really proud of what Ghana has done. I think it was a tricky moment for us as Africa, because if you look at it, tournaments could only be held in South Africa or Egypt. And I'm saying this with all sincerity. I'm proud that Ghana has a new turf. So it means that we have more variables of playing the tournaments. Secondly, I'm really also happy that they are reinvesting in the sport. And Simon, this is something which is dear to me, and I say that if we don't invest in sports, let me just say it where I say, if we take sports as an expense, we'll always be stagnant. But they have put a new stroke. Now, guess what happens? A lot of teams will try to come and play. International teams now, because they have a good facility, you'll find teams which want to train in hot temperatures going to Ghana, which means their team will develop automatically. So I'm really happy, and I can't wait for this. And I'm also really excited because 2 months from now, again, I think a month from now, we have the Africa Cup of Nations in the same. So it's, to me, kudos to Ghana. I know it's not easy. I think they've done the right things. And we seriously hope that our people in Kenya and the other countries can also do the same, so that at least we have more facilities. And with that doing, it means we can have more tournaments within us and grow our sport. But this is a big step for Africa and for Ghana. Really proud time for that.
Yeah. Thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. I can see all your comments coming through, and unfortunately we have to do a quick preview, or we had to do a quick preview today because Kagochi was going to training, and I had to pull him out from the training session. But we are going to be having more of these previews as well as reviews of especially the Wazalendo games as well. Remember, you can always go to our website, HockeyKE.com, and get all the latest updates, the latest fixtures, results, as well as standings of the tournament, as well as go to our Twitter page to get live updates of the matches. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, see you and bye-bye.
Bye-bye.